Please welcome Vice President from the Idaho Business for Education, Carolyn Hawley.
Everyone doing tonight. I want to thank you and welcome you to the 12th annual Idaho Technology Council's Hall of Fame Awards Show. It's always a great time. And this year we've got what we call the 2021 Hybrid Edition. Yeah, I am live for you at Valiant Studios with about 60 people in our audience. In fact, let's take a look at them. Let's put up some of our cameras around. There you are. Hello. We've got them just everywhere around the studios. They are in the background, and I appreciate them so much. Look at who I have right here. But you know what, everybody? It is so awesome to see all of you in person. But guess who else is with us? Virtually, we have so many more people that want to be part of tonight honoring some great Idahoans. Turn on your cameras, because let's put the big board up, Brett. Brett's my director right here, and show who's all here. Hey, give me a wave if you're right. I love it. Look at this, you guys. Is this fantastic? Oh, music up, Brett. This is so awesome to see everybody. I love it. I should have had you put on where you're from, because I just feel like you're everywhere with us. Bravo again. We're going to get you involved. So thank you. And Diane, great to see you there, as always. It is my pleasure to be here once again, to get asked back. It's so awesome. It's a pleasure to host for the 7th year in a row. So wherever you're zooming in from, across the Gem State or nationwide, we're thrilled that you could join us. I would like to start off by introducing you to someone special. He is the executive chair of the ITC Executive Committee. He's CEO of truckstop.com. You know him, right? Let's bring Paris Cole onto the stage tonight. Welcome. Come on up here.
Thank you.
It's just great we have him. I was going to say we have him live. Of course we have you live right here, but did you see everybody on Zoom as well?
Isn't it fantastic?
I love it. Hey, take it away a little bit right here.
All right. Kay. Thank you, Carolyn. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, our theme is Transforming Idaho's Future. We're here to recognize Idaho companies who have made a profound influence in creating a brighter future for Idahoans. There have been a lot of uncertainty this year, but one thing is constant: that Idaho is a leader in creating transformative change for many industries. We're also going to induct 2 more deserving Idaho leaders into the ITC Hall of Fame. We're going to recognize teachers who are making a difference in the classroom. Finally, we'll look at Idaho companies who are transforming Idaho's future through their new innovations.
It's just amazing what Idahoans are doing.
It is.
And just what comes out of this great gem state. We're also going to have some fun. We've got trivia questions for everyone, so that's going to keep you all tuned in here as well, because get the right answer, you get a great prize as well. So I'd like to also, and I know you're included with me on this, extend a special welcome to our guests from the company's Zeller Kern Wealth Advisors. Welcome. Yes, yeah, go ahead. We understand you've traveled here from out of state to celebrate the accomplishments of tonight's Hall of Fame inductees. And we also would like to extend our appreciation to the company's now CFO and Strategic Tax Solutions. Guess what they're doing right now? They're hosting virtual watch parties. So they're with us right now, and they're getting their tribe together and making sure that they can be part of the Hall of Fame as well. So, to start off tonight's program, we need to check in with somebody who's not on the stage with us.
Where is he?
I know, Jay Larson. He's always here, right? He is Idaho Technology Council's founder and CEO, right? So I heard he's been over at Crave, but I don't know. Let's check in with Jay right now.
The year is 2021. The Hall of Fame for the Idaho Technology Council is taking place, and it's going to be an extravaganza. But what's going to be so cool about it is that Crave, one of the highest technology companies in the valley, is going to be preparing food from 18 restaurants And we're going to have some of that at the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame. Come with me. We're coming into Crave right now. For anybody that hasn't been here, this is one of the most amazing facilities. Let's go in. And you know, really the most amazing thing is the technical expertise here, as well as the chefs. The chefs, I personally have been training under Chef Wiley. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is so exciting. Here I am. This is Chef Wiley, one of the best chefs in the Treasure Valley, in Idaho, and the United States, right here. This is who I've trained under, and I'm telling you right now, it's amazing. Efficiency, technique, all of these things are part of what Chef Wiley has. Okay, so here we are with Chef Wiley. One of the biggest things you know is you just saw this, that Chef Wiley knows how to do all of the things. He's extraordinary with his capabilities, with his training. All right, this is what's so cool about this. Chef Wiley and I are going to be able to, we were making some of the food for tonight, and I think that you saw some of the Ginsu knife type stuff that's going on. I've been working really hard on that myself. In fact, I've been working out a little bit trying to make sure it's going right.
So you got to get that knife muscle going, right?
Yeah, so let's go ahead.
It's all in the bicep.
It's all in the bicep.
It's all in the bicep.
Yes, that's right. Let's do it. Julien.
Julien,
Okay.
exactly. Julien.
Okay, here we go.
Ready?
Yeah, like there we go. See, that's pretty good right there.
Yeah, look at that. Rocking it out right there. Consistency and everything, right?
I can't keep my eyes off of this. Chef Wiley, okay, this is good. Well, again, we're here at Crave with Chef Wiley, one of the most amazing chefs in all of Idaho. We could say that, couldn't we? I mean, honestly, it's all of Idaho and probably more importantly, in the United States.
I appreciate that. I'll let you say that.
But I get to say that. I get to say that.
So yeah, go enjoy the car. Have fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The amazing time with Chef Wiley, we get the opportunity now to bring all the food that's been created and made back at the restaurants and kitchens back here. We're going to take all those, we're going to put them into the Crave car, and we're going to go deliver them. Now, because we're trying to find ways to save money, I'm going to be delivering all of them. I'm not going to do something like that. This is totally amazing. Okay, let's go. Go Crave. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Go Crave. A lot of work went into these dinners over there from the Crave team. A lot of slicing and dicing, a lot of work, and now we're pulling up to Valiant Productions, where the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame is going to be taking place. And I can only tell you how awesome the food will be, but in some respects I'm a little relieved, because the hard work has now been taking place. The sweat, the tears, the almost cut fingers, all of those things, and the magic has happened at Crave. Now we get to go eat and have a gala of a time for the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame.
Because I know they would want that.
Okay, getting out. Okay.
So Stephanie's actually.
Woo! Stephanie!
I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, thank you.
They're expecting you.
They're expecting me over here?
Yep.
Right this way?
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Stephanie. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go.
He does it all. He does. Look at him.
Hey, that's right.
What do you guys know?
You made it.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. I think I got to count your fingers.
I know. Thank you very much. My digits. But I tell you what, is the food great or what? For those who have had, it's awesome, isn't it? Except for Crave. Yeah.
You know, Jay, I had no idea you had such culinary skills, my friend.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What else you cooking up at ITC?
Well, you know, that's a very good point. I'll tell you what, it was an honor for us to be able to have Crave. Crave actually has a technology company that makes wonderful food. You should go see this place. It can make things out, it can get things delivered, and the food they make is amazing. So.
Well, let me just take that off your hands.
Thank you very much.
How's that? You want a couple of them as well?
I would love it.
We
Take 'em
always,
home, will ya?
we
Yeah,
love
thank you
it.
very much.
So, Jay, take it away.
Thanks, Carolyn. I'm thrilled to have you help us host tonight again, Carolyn, for your 7th year as the Hall of Fame. Aside from helping prepare tonight's delicious meal provided by Crave, there's been a lot going on at the Idaho Technology Council. To prepare the finest meals, there are several ingredients that are critical for success. At the Idaho Technology Council, our key ingredient is the hardworking volunteers. I'd like to invite Jet Hansen and Corey Vaughn, our co-chairs of our Computing Alliance, to join us and give us an update on how we're increasing digital literacy in Idaho. Let's hear it for Corey. Jet, here we go. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Well, you guys take it away.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jay. You know, one of the things that's great about ITC, really from the inception, is that we've always focused on nurturing and growing the computing talent in the state. And in 2018, one of the really cool facts about Idaho is that we developed a robust policy plan to drive computer science through our public schools. And that milestone was because of, again, what makes ITC special, a collaboration between teachers and students and industry and legislators and community leaders. And those community leaders include groups like the IDLA, the STEM Action Center, and Code.org.
That's right. Well, our vision for computer science in Idaho is for all middle and elementary schools to offer a computer science course by 2022. And to make computer science available as a standalone high school graduation requirement by 2025. In Idaho, there are thousands of unfilled computer and technology jobs, and the average salary is over at $71,000. Helping our students prepare for these opportunities is not only an important investment in their future, but by developing organic computing technology talent in our state, we can help our companies grow and create economic prosperity for the Gem State. Thank you for your support of the ITC, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Corey, as well. Super, we appreciate it, Jet and Corey. Yeah, I'm trying to get Jay to look,
Change out of my Chef
I was going to
Jay
say,
outfit.
professional for this Hall of Fame award.
Thank you very much. Isn't it great?
Good job. Now, seriously, though, 10 fingers?
10 fingers.
Okay,
They're all there.
very good, very
Thank
good.
you very much.
All right, it's exciting that Idaho has made incredible progress in helping students gain access to computer science education. Aside from the ITC's focus on talent, though, there are many other initiatives that you focus on.
Yeah, Carolyn, we're focused, like you're saying, on education. The ITC seeks to increase access to capital to help companies grow and getting tech to market, where we have research and development, driving new product growth. The ITC is the voice from industry to drive an innovative ecosystem in Idaho, and we have one of the fastest growing tech sectors in the United States. We do this because of an awesome ITC Board of Trustees, led by our chair, who you've met, Paris Cole, CEO of Truckstop.com, a wonderful ITC staff, and several volunteers.
And with that in mind, we would like to take a moment to thank some really important companies that are behind this as well. Go ahead and give them applause. Well, thank you. See, I can ask for applause and it just happens. Okay, I'm going to name them off. How about ICCU, Ellsberg Studio,
Stoel, Rives, Deloitte,
Count, Micron,
St. Luke's, and Truckstop.com.
University of Idaho, I know they're represented here, Zeller Kern, Wealth Advisors,
and Perkins Coie for sponsoring this event this evening. Thank you all.
And then, of course, a very special thank you to the folks at HP for their leadership and generous support with the first decade of Hall of Fame events. So couldn't have done it without you. And we are particularly grateful to the main sponsor of the 2021 ITC Hall of Fame Award show. I know I'm wearing their color right here. Can you guess? It's Idaho Central Credit Union. We appreciate them.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you were here live, you see they're kind of, I don't know what you call it, party mobile outside. It was awesome. Also want to thank Ellsberg Studio for their production of tonight's videos, including this guy's, the one you just
You know, I just saw Tony. Look at this. Look at this. We have people like from all the way over the place, from ICCU, and I see Tony Binder from HP, who's on the line. So thanks, Tony, for the support you've given.
All of you, awesome.
Yeah.
We would love to point everyone out. So welcome. Thank you so much for your sponsorships. We, though, want to talk about some giveaways. We have prize drawings that we're going to do. We're going to do our first one coming up. Let me tell you what it is first. Okay, it is a wooden beer caddy collection. In fact, it's back there. I should have brought it up here. Also includes a $50 gift card to Longhorn Steakhouse, courtesy of Auction Frogs. And the first person, Jay, who's going to type in the answer to the question, I'm just going to give you right here, type it in on chat, you're going to win the prize. So get those fingers hot. Are you ready for this? You guys can't shout it out here, okay, in person yet. And we'll have a chance for our in-person people to win something as well. Here's the question. How tall is Mount Bora Peak? How tall is Mount Bora Peak? Get your answer in chat. We'll be coming back to the winner a little bit later. But in the meantime, Jay, it is now time for our Indeeds Awards, industry's excellent educators dedicated to STEM. Tonight, we are honoring 2 Idaho educators who excel at linking students with STEM education advocates and with Gem State businesses as well. So to do that, I'd like to introduce Janelle Lazan, Director of Finance and Human Resources at Vinyl. Vinyl is a Boise-based software company that delivers digital solutions to leading companies and institutions in healthcare, finance, insurance, and other industries. So we're pleased to have Vinyl tonight as our industry representative sponsor. Janelle, will you join both Jay and I on stage?
Thank you, Carolyn, and welcome everyone. I had the pleasure of serving as an evaluator for the Indeed Awards this year, and I have to tell all of you, our Idaho teachers have talent. I want to tell us about the video that I'm introducing the video now of all of our award winners, and so we can go ahead and play that now.
As Idaho's tech sector continues to grow and many employers struggle to fill available tech jobs, it is clear digital literacy and STEM education are crucial to Idaho's continued prosperity. Since its inception in 2015, the Idaho STEM Action Center has helped fuel a new engine of opportunity by aligning education with workforce needs and bringing together partners to support STEM education. Each year, Idaho honors educators who relentlessly champion STEM and connect students with employers and professional leaders to mentor projects and provide critical career guidance. They're called the Indeeds Awards, industry's excellent educators dedicated to STEM. Each year, our employer partners select 2 phenomenal educators, one from grades K through 6 and one from grades 7 through 12.
Kids are back in the classroom, and teachers are doing an excellent job providing the hands-on instruction and social support they need to excel in the sciences and the arts. It's important for businesses to maintain a strong commitment to our community and support educators. It takes all of us working together to raise the next generation of scientists, technologists, engineers, and innovators. We are honored to celebrate 2 outstanding teachers who are preparing students for a promising future in STEM. Industry representatives have selected Kelly Taylor and Sarah Osterhaus as the 2021 Indeeds Award recipients. Kelly Taylor, the winner in the kindergarten through 6th grade category, is passionate about integrating STEM activities for all of her students at Hawthorne Elementary in Boise. Kelly served an 11-month fellowship as an Albert Einstein Distinguished Educator Fellow at the Library of Congress from 2018 to 2019. She worked to create STEM and computer science connections to the library's amazing resources.
The reason I love STEM is because it helps students find a place for themselves. STEM gives everyone an opportunity to succeed and show leadership and be able to find the joy in learning. I get excited about robotics. I love watching it when they get their code to work. They get excited, I get excited. One time I had a student tell me that, it looks like you like teaching. And I said, well, I want to have fun just like you. And I said, the nice thing is we can learn while having fun. Having that excitement around STEM, I hope they feel it too, and it's contagious. And whether they choose to go that path or not, they always know it's an option.
Sarah Osterhaus, the winner in the 7th through 12th grade category, has taught engineering classes at Renaissance High School in Meridian since 2009. Sarah is the West Ada School District's recruiter, coordinator, and proctor for the Autodesk Certified User Certification opportunity as well.
I get to teach stuff that I'm passionate about and watch all of these kids get really passionate about it too. When you can put in some examples and bring it to life and the kids can get excited about it and learn it alongside you, it's wonderful. It's a great way to really give them that bridge between the content and their potential careers. I guess I have the best of both worlds. I really enjoy working with the kids, but I also love my content. It's really fun, and I love just like showing the kids how fun this kind of stuff can be.
Kelly and Sarah will each receive a $2,000 personal award, plus $2,000 toward attending a national STEM conference. Each of their schools will also get $2,000 to put towards STEM initiatives.
Ensuring STEM education is a priority for our state would not be possible without the generous support of industry partners. Thank you, Vinyl, Battelle Energy Alliance, Micron Foundation, the Discovery Center of Idaho, and the Idaho Technology Council. Your unrelenting support for schools and organizations such as the Idaho STEM Action Center instills resilience necessary for our students to thrive. In a time that has brought difficult, significant challenges, R&D's awards winners model tenacity and adaptability, inspiring students who are unstoppable. Congratulations, Kelly and Sarah. Thanks to your dedication, we all have a much brighter future. Visit our website to find out how you can get involved in efforts to build stronger STEM education programs.
Unstoppable indeed. What an inspiration. We just can't overstate how important it is to appreciate our teachers, and especially now. This has been a time that has really tested their resiliency. And they have really shown as a light to their students and really to all of us as kind of a beacon of light. And tonight we get to change the spotlight and put the spotlight back on the teachers. So we do have the teachers here with us tonight. And so let's begin with our first category, kindergarten through 6th grade. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Dr. Kelly Taylor. Let me tell you a little bit about Kelly. She is a teacher at Hawthorne Elementary in Boise. In addition to all of her accolades we heard in the video, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Dr. Taylor. She leads family engineering nights, STEM nights, family creative learning nights, and as you saw in the video, robotic groups and 3D printing groups. And I so wish my children had those things in elementary school when they were growing up here in Idaho. So I'm so glad that you do that. And I want to thank you for all that you do. And it's so wonderful that you have were nominated and got the award. Can we get all the people at home to give love to Dr. Taylor, please? Yay! Awesome. Okay, thank you. Okay, the next category is the 7th through 12th grade. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sarah Osterhaus to the stage. Sarah Osterhaus is a teacher at Renaissance High School in Meridian, and Miss Osterhaus clearly has a passion for teaching. Fun facts, Miss Osterhaus has her own YouTube channel with over 100 tutorials of all things tech. She also has led many summer camps, and the one that stuck out to me was the one called Bedazzle with LEDs, where for junior high girls, where they program lights into their shoes and do dance moves. It sounds like a lot of fun. So thank you for all that you do, and can we have all the people at home to give some love to Awesome.
We give our congratulations as well. Wonderful, wonderful. You can just exit this way. Congratulations. Good job.
Let's hear it again for the Indeeds Awards.
Yes.
Wonderful teachers, aren't they?
Okay, we're going to have our second prize drawing, but you're like, Carolyn, we didn't hear who the winner was of the first drawing that we did. Do you all remember the question? Here it is. How tall is Mount Bora Peak? I have the answer. You have the winner, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, you guys ready? You can raise your hands down here if you've guessed this. 12,662 feet. Were you close? Yeah. Hey, your numbers, people. You should be, but who's our winner?
The winner is Sally DeBolt. Congratulations, Sally!
Yay! I don't know if she's on with us right now, but let's bring it up. Sally, are you with us right there?
Sally's somewhere from home. Okay.
There we go. There's a clap right there. Thank you so much.
Sally.
No worries. We've got more prizes to give away. And here is our next question. Again, put your answer in Zoom chat out there. And we have a Melaleuca gift basket courtesy of Melaleuca.
Thanks, Melaleuca.
Here is the question. I'll let you ask it.
What university did Jack Hand, who is now going to be inducted in the ITC Hall of Fame, where did he receive his bachelor's degree?
Jack, you cannot answer that one yet. Anyway, that's our trivia question. So put your answer into chat for us. And now, for our first 2021 inductee into the Idaho Technology Hall of Fame, Jack Hand, past CEO and chair of Power Engineers, sponsored by Deloitte tonight. I would like to welcome, and I heard his name's Jimmy Haynes. I'll call him Jim Haynes, the CEO of Power Engineers. He's in our audience with us tonight. He's here to introduce Jack before we roll the tribute video. So come on up, Jim.
Let's hear it for Jim.
Yep, right here. I know. It's kind of fun, isn't it? It is. So
thanks, Jim.
We're going to turn it over to you right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I can't describe how honored I am to help introduce Jack Hand this evening. Someone recently told me that great CEOs and leaders spend their time focused on three things: vision, team, and results. From the start, Jack had a vision for Power Engineers. By running the firm for the benefit of our next generation, we could build a business that would endure. To support that vision, Jack focused relentlessly on building the strength of our team. Whether at the office, the ballpark, or on the river, Jack created an environment where we are more than just coworkers. We are friends who genuinely care about each other. The results speak for themselves. The small Idaho firm that Jack played such an important role in building is now one of the largest engineering and environmental firms in North America, working on fun and challenging projects around the world. Exactly what Jack had envisioned for us. Jack is truly a great leader. So now, please enjoy this video about Jack.
When describing Jack Hand, past CEO and chairman of Power Engineers, one employee once said, "There are people who can only see the trees, and there are people who can see the forest." And Jack was never a tree chopper. He never looked down. Instead, he was always the visionary. He saw the whole forest. Jack's vision helped Power become a market leader and one of the top engineering firms in the United States. But this process didn't happen overnight. He joined Power in 1992, when it was a much smaller company headquartered in Haley, Idaho. Jack was already an accomplished engineer, and he accepted a position at Power at the encouragement of his wife Karen, who wanted to be closer to family in the Pacific Northwest. Jack was hired as a project engineer and was promoted to general manager in 1997. When Power's founder retired, Jack was a part of a core group that negotiated the transition of ownership to employees. In 1998, Jack was named president and CEO, and his leadership aligned with the company's core values. Seek out opportunities that would improve its core business, add key talent, provide more fun and challenging projects, and offer needed services for clients. It's important to note that growth was never the goal. The philosophy of Power Engineers was that growth was simply the byproduct of focusing on what its employees, clients, and shareholders care about most. To accomplish these goals, Power made strategic acquisitions that expanded its talent pool and increased its ability to execute projects that required the highest degree of technical aptitude. After only 6 years under Jack's leadership, Power's clients included just about every major electrical utility in the country. Power has also helped well-known companies like Idaho Power, CS Beef, and Starbucks. More recently, Power is helping Mountain Rides Transit Authority near Sun Valley convert their bus fleet to all electric. Power's success wasn't always an easy process. In 2001, Enron collapsed, which significantly impacted Power's communication and industrial divisions. But Jack's vision helped Power rebuild and bring the company into the food and beverage, federal, and international markets. Engineering News Record now ranks Power Engineers as one of the top engineering firms in the United States, ranked second in transmission and distribution, and in the top 4 in food and beverage. Over the course of Jack Hand's nearly 2-decade leadership, Power increased its gross revenue from $25 million to $460 million and bolstered its workforce from 230 to more than 2,400 employees in over 45 offices across North America. Power also remains an independent, employee-owned company with headquarters in Idaho.
Well, culture is a set of values and beliefs, right? One of our biggest beliefs is to work together. It's really hard. It takes above average people to make it work, which means that, one day I'm your boss and the next day you're my boss. Well, getting everybody to work together, it's easier to be successful. If you take some of your ego out of it, you can do a lot more with it, and I think that's the real success piece. So you get everybody learning how to work with one another, and with that just breeds the successful projects.
Today, Power continues to make a tremendous impact to Idaho and the clients it serves around the globe, all thanks to the leadership of a steady hand.
I love the steady hand.
That's right. Jack, come on up.
Come on up, Jack. There's your, we're going to have a photo opportunity for us here, Jack. So there's your
Thank you, Jay.
award from the Idaho Technology Council.
Oh,
so,
cool. Where did you get some of that stuff?
That's crazy.
There we go.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Here, I'll take that from you. And
have a shot at
Jay,
it?
please.
All right, so I wrote a lot down just because I was afraid I'd forget it, and this is truly a great honor. So, and that video was wild. I can't believe some of the pictures I saw. But first, thank you, Jim. I really appreciate the nice comments, and it's been a blast working with you over the years. I'd also like to thank Jay Larson, the whole ITC team. They did a great job, and the video was a little stranger than I was expecting, but pretty accurate and fun. It's an amazing honor, and thank you very much. I want to talk a little bit about my power engineer's journey, because it's been a lot of things over the years. Exciting, it's been stressful. It's been full of doubts, a lot of successes, a lot of failures, but overall, a really amazing experience. And so listening and thinking about what was accomplished over the 25 plus years I was there has brought back many memories, most of them really, really good. But it's also made me think about, how was this all possible? I'm going to tell you a little story. First, I'd like to thank Karen, who's my wife, Amber, Brooke, and Colin are my kids, who all agreed to go to Haley one day, and we were sitting in Shoshone Falls having lunch near Twin Falls in 1992. We were on our way to Washington State from Florida to meet Karen's parents and visit and look for another job closer to family. I'd like to thank an old friend while I'm thinking about that, is Henry Windish, who was also an old boss at Black & Veatch, where I came from, who provided me with so many great opportunities to learn and grow. He certainly helped me give the confidence, or get the confidence I needed to take the next step. I need to thank Karen again one more time for telling me after my interview with Power Engineers, she said, "Jack, I like this place, go tell them to hire you." So I ran back upstairs and asked Ron Carrington, who was the guy that could hire me, "Can you give me a job?" He did, so thank you very much, Ron. I wouldn't be here without you. Power's philosophy culture at the time was you can do anything you want if you're successful. Not really a good plan, really, but it worked for me. And so thank you, Pete Vandermeulen, the founder and the CEO of Power Engineers. I wasn't used to working in a small company. I struggled mostly with not getting any direction, and appeared to be an organization that really wasn't organized. This approach ultimately worked out to my best interest. While I was away on project work one time, Pete, the CEO, declared I was going to be the next GM, which is the CEO here. He did this without telling me and in a very public meeting. So when I get back to Haley, Ann Peterson, my staff assistant and good friend, informed me what had happened. And I go, oh my God, holy crap, what do I do now? First, I better find out what we really do, and fast. So thank you, Ann, Jan James, and Mark Mary, for providing critical, technical, and passionate feedback. So this is kind of where the whole thing starts. I believe we needed a comprehensive plan, a culture we could talk about, an organizational structure that really made sense for our current capabilities. We must be focused, provide challenges and rewards, and I wanted to create an organization where growth is a result and not a goal. And of course, Jim said it, and I think even the video said that, and that was really important. We made many structural changes at this time, but we liked the main cultural piece that Power had, which was do good work, have fun, make money. Simple, made sense. This is where we would start our journey in developing our culture, generating a meaningful mission statement, and creating a strategic business and planning process that would be our new way of doing business moving forward. So with this, I have to thank John Henning, Randy Pollack, John Cavanaugh, Frank Halverson, Larry Bergman. These people were Power's senior management team at the time, and the structural changes did affect them, and their positions and their expectations. None quit, just a great group of guys. We then decided we needed to focus specifically on what do we know and what do we do best. We engaged Bill Hansen and Bill Eisinger to lead T&D, which I believe was our biggest opportunity to grow and make some money. Also my background. Thank you, Bill and Bill, for believing and working your tails off. We now needed people that had a fire, that had talent, industry contacts, and a desire to create and be part of something new. Our goal wasn't to get big, but it was to give ourselves the opportunity to do what we want to do and what we know. And if you're going to blame somebody, we just blame ourselves. We sold ourselves both internally and externally because we weren't very big. We needed more help, as providing opportunity to those people that could earn it. Pursuing challenging and fun projects, which Jim mentioned, which is great. We'd be transparent internally. We'd share the profits across the entire spectrum of the company, and we'd manage to margin and only take on what markets would bear. Really, it means don't do anything stupid. Well, attract talent, we really did. And we did it both internally, we did it externally, and we even brought back some people that had left us because we were having some troubles that also had the talent. So I'd like to name a couple people here. Thank you very much. Tim Ostermeyer, Austin Tingley, Peter Catchpole, Randy Grass, Chris Kensel, Rich Muse, Jerry Murray, Jerry Johnson, Doug Baker, Jim Haynes, Lynn Askew, Bruce Truxell, and many, many, many more that I just can't list. So as we evolved, we had to add talent other than engineers and technical folks. And we also needed to look outside of power to help us keep in line, you know, making sure that we actually did what we said we were going to do. Because what happens when things go good, you can stray pretty easily. So you really need to focus on where you're going. So I'd like to first thank internally Brett Moffitt, Frank Halverson, Chuck Kemp, Jan James, and all their staff, because they were instrumental in keeping the wheels on as we move forward. And for myself personally, Lynette, Ann, Heaven, and Holly for keeping the wheels, my wheels on, which was no small task. We always received plenty of help from the outside sources, but some were very influential in our development and success. People like Ray Kogan, Paul Zofnis, Dave Pinsky, Colvin Matheson, Wells Fargo's Brian Cook. Brian doesn't get enough credit. The many industry CEOs that openly gave us advice, and the countless others to help us achieve what something was become very special. This is really a great group, all the people I've just mentioned. Power wouldn't be here today without them. And the many, many others that are responsible for Power's behaviors and beliefs, something else that was mentioned, which was our definition of culture. Private companies like Power Engineers succeed because you have talent, but you also must have respect, trust, and provide an open environment with good accessible communication paths. And Lord, we tried. We didn't all agree, not even close, but we did listen, even though it was difficult to tell sometimes. So I'd like to thank everybody at Power Engineers for being part of a very special journey. We, the people of Power, the past and the present, are responsible for the Power's success. And I thank you all very much for the honor. It was terrific. Thank you. I can't go home without it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You didn't know you were going to be GM? They named it while you were gone. I mean, your story was yeah.
Jack, was it Brett Donahue? What was the last name? What was Brett's name?
Moffitt.
Brett Moffitt. I think he actually answered the first question, the last one. Where did Jack Hand go to college?
It wasn't my kids.
No, it was him. But he said, I can't do it, but I know him too well, so we gave it to the second person.
Well, we're going to get on that. But first of all, Jack, once again, you know, it's really incredible to see Idaho's footprint on so many major projects around this country.
I agree, Carolyn. It's amazing. And Power Engineers, there aren't many companies that could design and install such complicated projects. For example, Power Engineers once installed a fiber optic backbone from Portland, Oregon to Houston, Texas, a line that is equivalent of over 41,000 football fields. And Coach Avalos, we'll have to talk about that, with 41,000 football fields. That reminds me of a construction joke.
Uh-oh.
Would you like to hear it, Carolyn? Would you, Carolyn, just say yes or no?
Go ahead, Jay.
Thank
Go
you
ahead.
very much. Actually, I can't tell you a construction joke. I'm still working on it.
Now, that one was pretty good.
Okay.
Would you agree? At least we could remember the punchline on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to work on that a little bit more.
I'm going to work
for
on
next
it.
year. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. But on that note, thanks to the hard work of our planning committee, the dedicated work of them, Jay, we have decided we're going to thank them, and I know you wanted to do that personally, so I just went over your line, I think, right there.
No.
But we have got a prize drawing, another one from the audience, although we haven't answered the last question. Do you remember the question? I've got it. Third prize drawing is coming up, but first, let's find out the answer for which university Jack Hand graduated from. The answer There were a lot of people that knew this,
There
Jack.
were a lot, Jack. Look up that line. Lock of them.
Look at them. Yes. In
Look
fact,
at it,
put up
Jack.
the
Look
big
at all.
board.
Look at all the
Hey,
people there.
Kansas State University is the answer, and the winner is
Amber. Congratulations, Amber, for doing it.
Amber!
Right here, Amber, right here. And I got to tell you, the new provost from John Buckwalter came from Kansas State. So he's got that relationship with you, Jack. So that's great.
Great. Well, stay with us. We've got the third trivia question for you now. It's going to net someone a $100 iTunes gift card, courtesy of ITC. Get ready on Zoom chat, everybody. Here it is. And go ahead with the question.
Cradle Point was acquired by Sweden company Ericsson. For what dollar amount?
It was big news.
Big news. It was
Y'all
just done at the
remember
start
that?
of this year.
Okay, get your answers in on Zoom, on chat. We'll get to that winner a little bit later. But now, we're going to welcome our presenters for tonight's Idaho Innovation Awards.
Get ready.
I know. You know them, you love them. They keep coming back, don't they?
They do, and it's not like they are amazing. So you guys are going to have an enjoyable time here.
They are great. And so let's welcome back Nick Taylor and Brian Larson from Stoel.
Come on, Brian. Come on, Nick.
Hello. I can't remember. I feel like last time we saw you, you were in a basement somewhere coming to us on Zoom.
I think we're in your basement. It's taken us 364 days to get out.
To tunnel out of it?
But we did make it out.
Well,
I got the fourth trivia question of the night. Who's funnier than Jay Larson? Who is funnier than Jay Larson?
Go ahead, put it out there. I don't know.
Us.
Yeah, okay.
Jay, that's why we come after you.
Yeah.
We come after you to help.
It's all part of the contract.
It's all part of the contract.
You set the bar low enough.
Take it away,
That's
Nick.
funny.
Take it away,
It's your
Brian.
stage.
All right. I guess we're sitting down.
We're going to sit down.
All right. Thank you, Carolyn. It's such a pleasure to be here with you again.
Yes, thank you, Carolyn. It's been quite a year since last year's virtual version of this event, and it is a pleasure to be off the couch and back on the stage with you all.
We are thrilled to be here tonight to celebrate the ITC inductees, as well as the Idaho Innovation Awards finalists and winners. And I really appreciate the fact that you turned on your computers tonight to watch us on screen.
You could be binging Squid Game, but instead you are here with us. So thank you very much. And thank you to Coach Avalos for his inspirational talk that we'll hear in a minute. Please stick with us until he gets here. It's great to have the new BSU coach every couple of years. It's awesome to have him. That way we always know who our keynote speaker is.
I hear he's flying in, but it was weird to me that the jet said LSU on it.
Yeah, that was strange. But I passed the airport when I was coming here because I knew that he was flying out too.
Yeah.
And there was another plane sitting on the tarmac, but it said USC on it. So I don't know what's going on there.
I'm looking for the laugh track button.
I know it's gone.
It's like,
there it is. I mean,
button.
really, there's only like 2 people in the audience with us. So anytime you can use the laugh track, we'd appreciate it. Now, over the history of the program, we have learned about remarkable innovations and accomplishments from all over our great state of Idaho.
And this year's honorees are no exception. They represent exciting new products, technologies, and leadership. But before we announce the year's winners, we'd like to thank the organizations that have helped us at Stoel Rives make the Idaho Innovation Awards possible.
First, we'd like to recognize our presenting partners, Trailhead and the Idaho Technology Council.
We'd also like to thank Deloitte for serving as our accounting partner. Once again, they oversaw the tallying of the votes and Brian's lunch write-offs. Brian, $15 per day tops.
Not quite enough.
All right, enough with the laugh tracks.
There we go. Somebody in the back is helping us out.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Finally, we'd like to thank the members of our selection committee, business professionals and industry experts, plus Jay Larson. Dedicated their time to evaluate the nominees and vote on the finalists and winners in each category. Let's give this entire group a round of applause.
Yeah, before we move on, Brian, did you hear about Jay's new COVID hobby?
What, gardening, underwater basket weaving, podcasts?
Nope, painting. He wants to be the Bob Ross of Idaho.
All those happy little trees.
And a happy little cloud.
And a happy little cloud.
All right, here's the plan, and now we're going to get serious. We will go category by category and tell you a little bit about each finalist before announcing the winner. This year, since we are virtual, except for you lucky few, after the announcement of the winner, we will see a quick video acceptance speech. Now remember our motto for this, it's like the Oscars, but with less makeup.
Our first category tonight is Commercialized Innovation of the Year. In this category, we recognize innovations from established companies that are on the market and generating revenue.
The first finalist is HP Smart Device Services. This is an IoT, for you noobs out there, that means Internet of Things, platform using artificial intelligence and machine learning models with remote capabilities to service a customer's printer fleet more efficiently. The traditional copier market was delivered through high-touch service contracts involving technicians. SDS enables the use of cloud tools, machine learning, and remote resolution to increase efficiency, save time and money by not needing to drive to a company's location.
So no more high touch?
No, that's right, a lot less touch. Does that sound familiar?
Nope. Our second
the laugh
finalist
track is going to mess with me all night.
All night long. I don't know how Jerry Seinfeld did it. Our second finalist is Prompt Pay.
Not like this. He didn't do it like this.
By Idaho Information Consortium, LLC. Prompt Pay allows government employees to send a pre-populated payment link by SMS text messaging and or email to citizens and businesses, which eliminates over the phone or fax payment processing. Prompt Pay improves the secure handling of electronic payment information, PCI compliance, modernizing the user's experience when interacting with the government entities, and reducing the workload of their customer service clerks.
So if I understand this right, it makes it easier to pay your government bills.
You mean like taxes?
Promptly. Okay, I got it.
Got it.
The third finalist in this category is Kinesay Technology by Sapodine Instruments. Kinesay Technology was developed by Steve Lackey and Tom Glass in 1995 as a way to accurately measure molecular binding interactions. Understanding and measuring these binding interactions is a critical step in the development of new antibody therapeutic treatments and vaccines. Kinesay instruments have been used to develop many widely used treatments and vaccines that are in use today and can be found in laboratories of most major pharmaceutical companies and research universities around the world. Brian, I insist, please do not make a vaccine joke here.
You know I would, but 40% of them wouldn't get it. And the Commercialized Innovation of the Year winner is Kinesay Technology by Sapodine Instruments. Accepting the trophy is President and CEO Liz Hopkins.
Hi, my name is Liz Hopkins, and I'm the president of Sapodine. I am honored to accept the Commercialized Innovation of the Year award for Kinesay Technology. We are so thankful being selected alongside HP and the Idaho Information Consortium and their innovative products. Thank you to Stoel Rives for putting on this event to highlight the unique innovations being developed here in Idaho. A special thank you to our co-founders and co-inventors of Kinesay, Steve Lackey and Dr. Thomas Glass. When they started the company in 1995 out of an apartment off of Park Center, I don't think they imagined they would be creating a biosensor that has been used to develop some of the most widely used drugs and vaccines in the world today. We have been fortunate enough to work with some great companies in Idaho, like ProPrecision and TechHelp, and we've had some great collaborations with Boise State. In particular, I want to thank Dr. Daniel Filoja, who's a great Kinesay user, who has helped to find new applications for the instrument. So thank you to everyone on the committee for recognizing the technology, and thank you to all past and present employees for your contributions, and thank you to those that have invested in our future. Have a great night.
Thank you, Liz. Our next category is Consumer Product of the Year. This category is designed to recognize innovations in consumer products that are meeting a market need and represent a fundamental change in their industry.
The first finalist is Cetra Series Duffel Backpack by Monarch LLC. The Cetra Series Duffel Backpack is a 2-in-1 duffel backpack that can hold up to 40 liters and is made using 50 recycled plastic bottles. What's unique about this backpack is the way in which it transforms from duffel to backpack, creating a full backpack experience unlike any other on the market. This product is the world's first certified plastic negative bag and removes 2 pounds of plastic for every 1 pound of plastic used to make the bag.
Brian, you know that plastic negative bag was my nickname in college.
This is the Internet of Things.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is being recorded. Sorry.
That's right.
All right. So the second finalist is Stick and Stack Releasable Cable Wire Holder by Stick and Stack. The Stick and Stack Releasable Cable Wire Holder is a patented and UL-listed, I cannot say this word, polypropylene device with hinged jaws that snap closed over wires. It is a one-for-one replacement for hammered metal staples in the position of wiring in homes and apartments. Stick and Stacks are the only completely safe way to position wires because they are made of electrically conductive plastic. They're incapable of creating conditions for arc faults. Brian, have you ever tried Stick and Stack?
No, I never have, but I once slept at a Holiday Inn.
I think, just to be clear, I think that Stick and Stack is a tool for contractors.
All right. Speaking of toys that are appropriate for grown-ups, the third finalist is Whooshy Away Prebiotic Hydrating Personal Cleanser by Glossary LLC. Whoosh Away is a patent-pending total body cleanser that supports healthy human surface tissues along with their good bacteria. This product is for use as an everyday cleanser for body, face, and hand washing, or with dry wipes or toilet paper as a no-rinse cleanser for face, body, diaper, intimate, and toilet care. Nick, this sounds like a product you could use.
I shouldn't have wrote those jokes for you. Harsh. And the winner is, everyone, Whoosh Away Prebiotic Hydrating Personal Cleanser by Glycium LLC. Whoosh, there it is. Accepting the award is Dr. Joanna Ellington and Dr. Dennis Clifton.
Wow, thank you, Brian and Nick. Dr. Clifton and I are so excited to have Whoosh Away Prebiotic Cleanser be chosen as Idaho's 2021 Innovative Consumer Product of the Year. As a women-owned startup in Post Falls, Idaho, during a pandemic, we want to thank Stoel Rives, the Idaho Technology Council, Trailhead, the University of Idaho, and our Idaho state and federal legislators for being steady champions of biomedical innovation, even during challenging times. Whoosh Away is smart care for the good guys as a cleanser that supports a healthy human surface tissue balance, including our good bacteria, while also being safe for the environment. From diaper care in newborns to being a hydrating on-the-go cleanser for everyone, anywhere, Whoosh Away's patent-pending formulas are changing lives, with many people telling us this is the first product they can use without irritation or stinging.
We're, of course, grateful to all of our team for this incredible product, including Drs. Jenny Fremlin and Rain Lawrence, Amy Gibson, Sean Maloney, Colby Ettman, and Arissa Stokes. And, of course, our support team at Greenberg Trowick and I. Bailey.
Thank you again, Brian and Nick, for this incredible award and for helping to keep Idaho in the top 5 states for innovation and industry growth through support such as this.
Congratulations, Whoosh Away. Nick, did you see their tagline sitting right behind them? It said, "Keep it clean." That's what we ought to try to do next
from here on out.
From here on out, next year.
Left track.
Our next category is Early Stage Innovation of the Year. This category recognizes innovations that are less than 5 years old, that are not yet commercialized or are just emerging from R&D stages.
The first finalist is consequence-driven, unlike my children. Cyber-Informed Engineering, CCE, by Idaho National Laboratory. A new and more dangerous cyber environment requires a more innovative and systemic approach, CCE. Developed at Idaho National Laboratory, implements a 4-phase process to minimize the consequence of cyber sabotage. This approach removes the highest consequence targets from the list of what can be attacked.
Tell them I've got a list of targets.
One bad tweet, let it go. Please, stop.
Nick, you tweeted FYI with both the governor and the lieutenant governor out of the state. I'm currently the governor, and here are my executive orders. 1 of 5.
Yeah, I admit that was not well thought out, but thank you for bringing it up.
Wow. Wow. Good. The second finalist is Glass by Idaho National Laboratory. High voltage transmission lines are strung from tower to tower and march for miles across the land, carrying needed electricity from distance generating plants to consumers. Glass, or the general line
ampacity
state solver, yeah, I would have gone with glass too, is a software tool that makes it possible to easily track this increase the carrying capacity of existing transmission lines. This improves the operating efficiency of the grid by increasing a line's operating limits, therefore reducing overall grid congestion. Unlocking this extra transmission capacity enables the existing grid infrastructure to deliver more affordable, reliable, and clean electricity.
Do you remember how Jay Larson asked that we use one of his jokes?
Yeah.
We have to here. So you could say, Brian, break glass in case of emergency.
Yep. I think that qualifies as a Jay joke.
Yeah, that's a Jay joke for sure. All right. Thank you. The third finalist is Nucleic Acid Memory, or NAM, by Will Hughes of Boise State University. Nucleic acid memory, NAM, codes digital information into DNA. It does this by creating a molecular version of the light bright toy. You remember that, right, Brian?
Right.
Yeah. Where the pegs and the peg boards are made from DNA to read the encoded information. The information is stored in patterns using DNA strands. You remember the light bright toy?
I do. I'm a little old for it, but
okay.
And the winner is Nucleic Acid Memory, NAM. Accepting the trophy is Will Hughes, BSU professor and director of the Nucleic Acid Memory Institute.
Hello everyone, I'm Will Hughes, and on behalf of my colleagues at Boise State, I'm honored to receive the Early Stage Innovation of the Year Award for Nucleic Acid Memory. Our innovation stores digital information and patterns using DNA strands spaced 10 nanometers apart. You can think of this as a molecular version of the light bright toy where the peg board and the pegs are made from DNA. The patterns of DNA strands on the pegboard light up when fluorescently labeled DNA bind to them. Because the fluorescent strands are short, they rapidly bind and unbind. This causes them to blink, making it easier to separate one peg from another and read the stored information below the diffraction limit of light. Our prototype was able to read data at a density of 330 gigabytes per squared centimeter, and the preliminary results are shown here, where we encoded the message, "Data is in our DNA." In addition to my team, I'd like to thank the Idaho Global Entrepreneurial Mission, the Semiconductor Research Corporation, the National Science Foundation, and the DNA Data Storage Alliance for believing in our work. I'd also like to thank the Idaho Innovation Awards Committee for this great recognition. Thank you all.
Thank you, Will. Just a sec, I want to check in on the comments we're getting online, and apparently I'm doing quite well. They appreciate my sense of humor and my dashing good looks, but apparently the light is glaring off of Brian's forehead, so if we can do something about that, that would help out the people at home.
I actually even tried to grow out my hair so it wouldn't happen tonight.
And now on to the Innovative Company of the Year category. This category is about more than just a product. It recognizes companies that use innovative solutions to overcome business obstacles.
Our first finalist is Continuous Composites, Inc. Continuous Composites is disrupting manufacturing with its patent composites 3D printing technology and continuous fiber 3D printing. This CF3D process leverages the advantages of continuous fiber composite materials with a 3D printing process to print high-strength, lightweight parts on demand. CF3D significantly reduces cost, lead times, labor, and other traditional constraints found in manufacturing. Continuous Composites is headquartered in California.
Whoa, you mean Idaho, right?
Oh, oops.
The second finalist is VisitPay. Founded in 2010, VisitPay is the leader in patient financial engagement. The company's cloud-based platform is used by the nation's largest and most innovative health systems to deliver transparency, choice, and control to patients managing healthcare payments and transactions. Through VisitPay, patients can access a comprehensive accounting of their financial obligations, as well as critical health plan and healthcare information via a health system branded portal.
So prompt pay for hospitals.
Shh, that's a business plan idea. We're working on that one. Just keep that to yourself.
Okay. Oh yeah. The third finalist is Natural Intelligence Systems, Inc. Natural Intelligence Systems is a company founded by former researchers, scientists, engineers, and architects from Micron. The technology developed falls into a category called neuromorphic computing. Natural Intelligence has developed its own unique IP in semiconductor, software, and system designs. These systems are not only able to make highly accurate predictions, but can do so while informing the human operators while a decision was made. This capability will allow humans to better understand and have confidence in the AI systems to which we are becoming increasingly reliant upon. Nick, that sounds like a Power Ranger to me.
See, to me, all I think is that they invented Skynet.
Well, get ready for Terminator.
Thanks. And so, the winner is Natural Intelligence Systems, Inc. Accepting the trophy is founder and CEO, Paul Delagouche.
Hello, I'm Paul Delagouche, founder and CEO of Natural Intelligence. This event is such an incredible showcase of Idaho innovation, and on behalf of our entire team, I'd like to thank Stoel Rives, the Idaho Technology Council, and Trailhead, without whom this event would not be possible. I'd also like to recognize our co-nominees and finalists. It's clear that besides being an awesome place to live, the spirit of innovation is alive and well in Idaho. This honor really belongs to the entire team at Natural Intelligence who is working every day on the frontiers of advanced artificial intelligence.
Thank you, Paul. And looking at everybody's backgrounds out on Zoom, I now think Paul has the best background and backyard that I've seen so far.
We rated his room high.
We rated his room really high. Our final category tonight is Innovator of the Year. This category recognizes professionals who demonstrate innovation through their leadership and accomplishments.
The first innovator is Bill Avey, Global Head and General Manager of HP Education. Bill's leadership in the development and execution of HP Refresh, a program where HP worked locally with Idaho Business for Education, CUNA School District, and the CUNA Chamber of Commerce to give previously retired personal computers a new life and to provide remote students struggling with the impact of COVID-19. The ability to continue their education virtually from their own homes. In Idaho, IBE started this program and is running with HP Refresh under the title Community Activation Project, or CAP. This resulted in 1,000 computers donated, reconfigured, and distributed to students at CUNA and across Idaho.
Do you think Bill could help out West Ada?
He would if you would just prompt pay those taxes.
Oh yeah. That one fell flat.
Yeah.
The next finalist is Norris Kruger. Norris is an entrepreneur and development innovator whose innovations span development of entrepreneurial ecosystems, learning and research on how entrepreneurs learn to think like business owners. Entrepreneurship education is also in need of great new insights and great new tools. The same is true for scholarly work to develop entrepreneurship. By working across these fields, he has built tools for ecosystem builders and for scholars and has pioneered innovations in entrepreneurial learning imitated globally.
Norris Kruger, spelled like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, we know. Hi, Norris. We see
Norris,
you.
We got you. The third innovator is Prabhat Tripathi. He has been working at INL since 2010 in the areas of spent fuel treatment, energy-efficient manufacturing, and recycling of critical materials. Since 2020, Prabhat has had 7 new invention disclosures and 4 exclusive licenses in the mining industry. His research in electrochemistry has resulted in new methods of reprocessing nuclear reactor fuels and production of rare earth metals and alloys for deployment in several civilian and defense applications. These include the recovery of critical and strategic elements from waste engineering alloys, fabrication of portable neutron generators for mining applications, and new electrolyte systems for mitigating corrosion of structural materials.
And the winner is Prabhat Tripathi. Congratulations.
I'm very thankful to the members of the selection committee for bestowing this prestigious honor on me, and I truly feel humbled for being selected as this year's Innovator of the Year award. Early on in my professional career, my interest in material science and engineering helped me study different kinds of materials, be they metallic, polymeric, ceramic, and hybrid ones. And some of these materials have shown amazing properties for their technological exploitation. Here is Idaho Falls, which has been my home for the past 10 years. And I work in the U.S. Department of Energy's Idaho National Laboratory, which has afforded me the opportunity to pursue excellence in research at their world-class facilities. And also, I'm benefiting from collaborations with a diverse and highly competent research team. The senior leadership team's commitment to the core values of not only funding promising ideas, but shepherding them to help researchers like myself pursue excellence in what we do each day and every day. Their efforts have borne fruits. In recent years, my focus has been to develop cost-effective technologies to prepare materials from a wide variety of resources and recover critical elements and toxic elements, and also to lessen the burden on the environment by reprocessing waste materials. I know with this work comes greater responsibility, and I will try to intensify my efforts to develop technologies that will not only be useful in the state of Idaho, but beyond.
So good news, we are mercifully done, and it's just under the running time of one episode of Ted Lasso.
And all I can say is I don't like Nate.
Me neither. Now, and I hope they don't tell Avalos about the jokes we made, because he's kind of scary.
He is. He's much bigger than I am.
Everyone, please join us in a final round of applause for all the finalists and winners of the 2021 Idaho Innovation Awards. If you'd like more information,
winner, you guys.
If you'd like more information about any of the finalists or winners, please visit our innovation website, www.idahoinnovationawards.com.
Thanks for putting up with us. Again, we hope you enjoy watching us on the internet. And most importantly, we hope to see you in person next time. Thank you for supporting innovation in Idaho. Carolyn and Jay, we'll turn it back over to you.
All right, guys. Nick and Brian, you brought it again.
Thank you.
Good job.
I have something right here. In football vernacular, we call throwing flags on people when they have jokes that are good or bad. Audience, what do you think? Do we throw a flag on them, or do we say good job?
This is our audience.
This is our audience.
Good job. Okay, we're going to pull up the flag. We'll pull the flag off the turf. Ready to go. Good job, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate it.
And we want to make sure that we give a big congratulations to the winners and the finalists of this year's Idaho Innovation Awards. Once again, such brilliancy coming out of the state of Idaho. So thank you so much. We have another winner.
We do, and it's impressive. You're right.
Yeah, do you remember the question? It was Cradle Point was acquired by Ericsson for what amount of money? Are you ready? $1.1 billion. And the winner is?
David Rush. Let's hear it for David. David actually works for Cradle Point, and he also won something last year. So David, and last year he won it.
He's brilliant.
Is he actually behind us?
Right
here. Here's David right here.
With his kids.
David was outside last year, walking around mowing the lawn when he won it last year. So congratulations, David.
Awesome.
His kids.
Keep on there, everybody. We've got another trivia question. And again, thank you, Melaleuca, giving us another Melaleuca gift basket for the winner of this one. So get ready on Zoom. Are you ready? Andy Avalos, head football coach, Boise State University, had a total of 355 tackles while he was playing football for BSU. Where does that land him in the rankings of total tackles for Boise State University? Got it? We'll be back later for the answer. Stay tuned for that.
Thank you, Carolyn. So now I'm pleased to introduce our keynote speaker for the evening, Boise State University head coach Andy Avalos. It's interesting because Coach Avalos came in, got here less than 20 minutes ago, and he's been traveling and recruiting, so we're very honored to have him here. Andy is sponsored by truckstop.com and Paris Cole. Andy is a past Broncos student athlete, assistant coach, and defensive coordinator. Andy was a team captain and all-conference linebacker during his playing career for the Boise State Broncos and just the second graduate of Boise State to lead the Broncos football program. Andy has overseen the development of 50 student athletes that have garnered all conference honors and multiple All-Americans. A 4-year letter winner for the Broncos, Andy earned first-team All-WAC honors as outside linebacker in each of his final 2 seasons. He was named to the All-Blue team during the 2016 season, a list of the 30 greatest players at Boise State since the inception of the Blue in 1986. Please welcome our keynote speaker for the evening, Coach Andy Avalos.
Okay, I want you guys to listen to this. This is very important.
Yeah, okay.
Boise State now is the winningest football team percentage-wise in college football history. Did you know that?
Over the middle, it is caught. That's Lilly. Down the middle, James, the lateral. Boise State wins the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Congratulations to Boise State.
Welcome to Boise, Idaho, home of the blue turf and one of the greatest home field advantages in all of college football.
Tower has it, and he's got a Boise State touchdown.
Explosive offenses in the country.
He is in for a remarkable touchdown. My goodness. It's just what Boise does. Yeah. Boise State in true Bronco fashion.
Such a big icon. It's just the bandwagon that everybody wants to join in because we're so awesome.
What a catch.
Talk to a lot of people, they look at Boise State as a finesse team. That could be the furthest thing from the truth. This is a blue-collar, physical team.
Oh, what a hit. Look out. Goodness. Avery Williams will take it all the way.
I think I'm born genetically. I think I feel the blue blood going right through me. It's really good.
Dive towards the pylon, that's a touchdown.
All right, welcome to the stage, Coach Andy Avalos.
Hello. Thank you for having us here tonight. It's quite the honor to be here and to be in this room with you guys. As we sit back behind in the backstage and listen to all the nominations for the awards, it's a breath of fresh air for myself to be able to see all the things that are going on in and around our community here in Idaho. The creativity that goes into that, obviously the innovation, and that's what tonight is about. We can learn from that. As a football program, as a university, we're constantly trying to evolve and grow in certain areas in different ways to better impact our student athletes, because at the end of the day, that's what it is about, is impacting our student athletes, helping them grow and thrive in an environment where they can get themselves ready for competition and arena outside of the football field when that time comes. And ironically enough, that's what we're going to talk about today. We are on our bye week of a season that has been very, very, very challenging and rewarding in a lot of good ways. Some of it visible, some of it not visible. But the thing that we're going to talk about tonight, obviously, it comes at a great time. The committee had asked if we can talk about a championship culture and how do you build that. And we are in the middle of rebuilding that with our football program at Boise State. And even more so during this bye week, it gives us an opportunity with not having an opponent to further evaluate ourselves. What have we done? What are the whys of the outcomes, good, bad? What are the things that we as a staff can continue to do better for our student athletes? What are the things that we can do to bring it together to be more consistent? So This was actually really good this week. I went through a lot of this information we're going to talk about tonight in our evaluation of what we've done at Boise State since January. As we get moving along into this, building a competitive environment is what a culture stems from. You have to build an environment where people can grow and thrive, and that becomes a culture. The habits, the values that create that environment become our reality, and that's a culture. And through the course of this year, and especially this week, having the bye week, we've been able to sit back and look, and we're not just talking about X's and O's. We're not just talking about football on the field. We're talking about how are we coming every single day when we hit those doors at the Blaemar facility to impact this environment and to grow it. What type of habits are we leading that charge with? What type of values are we instilling into that building, into the people, into that building? And so that's what we've been evaluating constantly, but even more so this week. As we move forward, the vision to create a united family through teamwork, the work that it takes to make a team. The work that it takes to create a family. How do you take a team from just being a team? Well, the work that goes into it, the commitment that every individual on that team makes consistently creates a united family. And that's our vision. As we spoke about, we are in the middle of building that at Boise State. We're in the middle of establishing that at Boise State. How have we done that? Well, for us in more particular, way back in January, we didn't start off with football. We didn't start off with going through a playbook, X's and O's. We started off with asking our student athletes 3 questions. The first question was, what do we need to continue doing that we've done in the last couple years that have made us successful? Give us 2 things. Give us a habit, give us a skill that we must continue to do to build into our environment that makes our culture. Second question, give us 1 or 2 things that are a habit or skill that we must eliminate from this environment because it will keep us from being successful. And the final question was, more specific to the individual, how can we help you grow to become your very best? And we gathered all this information and we created a tower. On the base of the tower are the habits and the skills, whether they be relational skills or performance skills, that we as a program felt will help us be successful. At the base of the tower is the foundation, Bleed Blue. As you guys can see on the screens here to the side of you guys. Bleed Blue is the foundation. Bleed Blue stands for family first. If we're bleeding blue, it's about the family first. We're making decisions. We're working to come impact the environment every single day in that building with the family in mind. On the base of this tower, you see some different skills, habits that the family agreed upon that we need to do. Or things, there's a couple things on here that the family agreed we must eliminate. And that is a work in progress. The foundation fuels the habits every day. If we can grow these habits into ourselves starting as individuals, that creates a united team. It takes teamwork to do this. If we can create these habits within our environment where people can grow and thrive, you get to our values: self-discipline, toughness, and respect. It takes a great amount of self-discipline to grow these habits into ourselves and our team every single day. We'll focus on one each day, providing an example of how we can grow this into ourselves and into the environment and how we can rep that. The more and more we get work at these habits and skills, these values will improve. Ultimately, as we work up the tower, these values create a mentality which is a reality and a desired goal, which is to be humble and hungry. Be humble, thankful for the opportunities we have to be a part of something that's bigger than ourselves, to be a Boise State Bronco that not only represents a university, a city, but a state. That comes with great honor. We have to approach every single day with that humble approach, but not only the humble approach, but with the desire and passion, the hunger that needs to go with it to continue to build this foundation, to be able to build these habits, these values, this mentality. As we work through this in any organization, whether it be a team, a family, whatever it may be, the starting point is always self-interest versus the greater good. And more importantly, how do we take the self-interest versus the greater good and put self-interest / out versus and put with the greater good? Meaning, how do we align ourselves as individuals to commit ourselves to doing what we're talking about? The hard work that it takes to make a team into a family. And we're in the middle of that at Boise State right now. And on this bye week, even given the scenarios that we've been through this year, we've had some of the best practices all year. We've had some of our best practices all year. And we're excited to move forward. But it's going to take a great deal of commitment, as it does in any family, any organization, in aligning ourselves with what is best for the family. How do we measure where we're at and what we're doing? How do we identify when we are doing these things? If you set out and define standards and expectations to grow a culture, how do you measure those things? You have to have a measuring stick. We're constantly talking about, are we above the line? And as you guys can see on these monitors right here, above that line, that's the modeled behavior. That is self-interest aligned with the greater good. You see lions that are on a mission, aligned, ready to work, ready to do the work that it takes to be a team that creates a family. Below the line there, below the line, that's the versus. That's self-interest versus the greater good. Those are sheep spread out, eating different directions, doing their own thing, head down in the grass. So we are constantly, whether it's our locker room, what does our locker room look like? Is it clean? Is it to the standard? Above the line pictures, what should it look like? Where are we at? Does it model that? Because make no mistake, what our locker room looks like is a measure. How clean we keep it, how we organize it, how humble and grateful we are to have that, how our building looks, is a measure of where we're going and reestablishing this foundation and building these habits, that it is about the team first. And so we use this, we use the above the line and below the line constantly with our players. The next thing we're going to talk about, I actually learned way back from Nick Saban. I was a young GA at the University of Colorado, and we went on to play in a bowl game in Shreveport, Louisiana. And we were going to play against Alabama. It was Nick Saban's first year there. And they had ended up the season 6-6. We went to play in this bowl game. That Alabama team was so ready to play that the team that I was working for never had a shot. And what Coach Saban built from that point going forward all the way through what he's accomplished there till now, he's stuck with something that has been consistent throughout that program. There's two choices in life. When we commit ourselves to something, when we commit ourselves to a group or to an organization, a team or a family, it takes tremendous amount of work to follow through on that commitment. There's two things that are going to happen. It's either the pain of self-discipline to stay committed and achieve what we need to, or the pain of disappointment because of regret of not working hard enough to fulfill our commitment. I've learned this from my mentors. I've learned this from Chris Peterson. There's two decisions in life. We all get to make those decisions. We all get to make those decisions. And that's where we build it into Are we above the line to what we committed ourselves to? Or are we below the line? Are we aligned with the greater good? Or are we below the line versus? So we take the opportunities to provide our players with what does this look like? And it's a simple decision. It's a choice that is created by our attitude and our willingness to commit to what it is that is important. We always talk, if it doesn't challenge us, then it doesn't change us. How are we growing if we're not being challenged? I'll be honest with you, as painful as it is sometimes, and we've had a lot of challenges this year, but we are growing. We are growing. And when we achieve one challenge, we already know what the reward is. What is the reward when you achieve one challenge? What is it? Another challenge. You're 100% right. That's life. That's the competitiveness that goes into committing yourself to something. And being understanding that there are obstacles. There will be obstacles. And if there's not an obstacle in front of you right now, be ready because it's coming. Obstacles are part of the path. The path always involves obstacles. Those challenges are what make us grow. Having the confidence to understand and know that we can achieve and continue on relentlessly is what we're working to build into the program. How do we get that done? How do we get that done? What is our approach? Well, number one, it's development. It's development. It's developing this environment. It's developing people. It's committing ourselves as the leaders, whether it be coaches or the leadership on the team, to not only growing ourselves, but impacting others. And we all know what it is in all the spaces that we are involved in, whatever corporations, businesses, comes down to recruiting, comes down to the people. It is always about the people. And that's why we came in here hot tonight. We just flew back in. I don't know how many of you guys have been to Ephraim, Utah. Show of hands? No? Nobody? No? Huh? Do we know where that's at? Kinda? All right, it's about a couple hours south of Salt Lake. But I joke about that because in any organization, to achieve what you're willing or what you set out to achieve, whatever your vision is, it is always about people. Starts with relationships, providing a vision, and the belief to work together. And sometimes that stuff gets fragmented. But there is always a passion and a will that if you can create relationships and put belief in the people, and you got a vision, and you can commit to that vision, you create an environment. And in due time, that environment allows people to grow and to thrive. And that's a competitive environment. And that's what we're working to build and reestablish at Boise State within our football program. I appreciate you guys taking the time tonight. And you guys have a great night and stay blessed. Thank you.
Seriously, I think it is really amazing that you are spending this time with us on a week where you have so much to do.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. You know what? The opportunities that I get to learn and grow from the people here help us, help our program. It helps us to continue on with what we're working on in our space.
Coach was really paying attention to those innovation awards and looking at them. Like you said when you came out here, you take this all in and then
all of it.
You just keep building leaders, don't you? That's what you're
There's
doing.
always
Good
opportunities
humans
to learn.
that
Yes.
you're building with your players.
And that's what we constantly explain to our players is, yes, we are football players.
Mm-hmm.
We are students first. And this is the biggest growth season of our life. And what we take on and what we learn and what we invest into ourselves, even outside of the university, there's all kinds of cool stuff going on. And that's what makes us well-rounded. And we need our players, and we're encouraging our players, especially now with COVID, and things, and having more opportunities to get around people. We're encouraging our players to do so. Because again, this is the biggest growth season of their lives while they are in college.
And this is, Andy, this is kind of like as a player here, and you're a tremendous student athlete. mean, because I think the student part of that was really big for us. How you're like this is paying you're paying it back or paying it forward at the same time, aren't you? The things you're doing.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, I think the opportunity to go to college for myself and a lot of my teammates and our experiences, it's not always what you're learning in college, but it's about engaging in your education of how you learn and how you grow and learning how to be accountable, learning how to fulfill and commit yourselves to the responsibilities. And that's what people want to hire. That's why people want to hire Boise State football players. The competitiveness to overcome and to push forward. We learn those things. And being a student athlete, again, it's how you engage in those things. That's what you get from an education, and that's what's important for us.
Well, you know, we are so excited about that. I was working with Jeremiah Dickey to help get him here as the athletic director, and I know Jeremiah he told me how excited, and I can't tell you, we think the future is so bright for Boise State football. Thank you for coming and speaking to us tonight.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me tonight.
Oh, keep building leaders,
yes.
Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Andy Avalos. Here we go. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you.
Okay, our last question for those at home. I probably should have had Andy answer it. Where does Andy rank, Coach Avalos, where does he rank in total tackles for BSU? And the answer is 4th. He ranks 4th, which is pretty darn good, right? And he told me he'd like to go down further and further from that. He was like, that was a long time ago, Carolyn.
Well, here is the winner, and this is, earlier I said I made a mistake. I called it Tony Bender. It's Andy Bender from HP. Andy is the winner for this. Andy, way to go.
Are y'all there, Andy?
Right here. Way to go, Andy. So anyway, so that's great. Thanks, Andy.
Okay, we also have something for those able to attend in person. It's going to be your time because Crave is providing a $100 gift certificate, but and that's great. What else is cool is you'll get an exclusive tour of their facility for 4 people. So we did see Jay inside the facility.
Working hard.
I know you were. But there's also samples and everything else. So by random selection, who is our winner tonight? I guess we randomly selected you before you came in. And I think they're telling me in my ear right now.
Who is it?
Andy? And that's not Coach Avalos I'm talking to. Andy, who is our winner for this Crave gift? Really?
It's me. Okay, Jay Larson,
no.
I'll take it. No.
Is it really? It's Scott Green.
Scott Green!
Yeah.
You just went crazy, Scott. See how random that is?
Isn't that awesome?
Congratulations,
Thank
President
you.
Scott Green from the University of Idaho.
Well, and he's going to come up here in a minute.
Yeah.
So to present this evening's second inductee into the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame, please welcome the winner of tonight, always the winner, the University of Idaho President, Scott Green.
Thank you, Scott. Welcome.
I'm a winner, chicken dinner. Thank you. It's just so great to be here tonight, and it is my true honor to introduce our next 2021 inductee into the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame, my friend Tom Mueller, CEO of Impulse Space Propulsion, founding member of SpaceX, and a University of Idaho alumni. He is sponsored by Count at tonight's event. When SpaceX was formed, few people believed it was possible to build a brand new liquid-fueled rocket engine without government backing. Tom's contributions made it possible to develop engines that set an entirely new industry standard. As SpaceX's Vice President of Propulsion, Tom led the development of the Merlin and Kestrel engines for the Falcon 1, the first liquid-fuel orbital rocket launched by a private company. Tom holds several U.S. patents in propulsion technology and has received many accolades throughout his career. While working at TRW, he received the company's most prestigious award for technical achievement. Tom received an honorary doctorate from Loyola Marymount University, and we at the University of Idaho were pleased to award him an honorary doctorate in 2018. We're most grateful for the inspiration Tom continues to provide. His generous scholarship support enables University of Idaho students to chase their dreams, and he often shares his story with students at high schools and colleges around the country. It's a journey that really resonates with young people, especially in Idaho. And I can easily pay the highest compliment I know how to give. And that's despite his success in space, Tom is really down to earth. He's a great guy. So it goes without saying, the entire University of Idaho community takes great pride in all of Tom's accomplishments. We're grateful for his continued involvement, for giving back to his alma mater. And we'll now roll the tribute video congratulating Tom Mueller from St. Mary's, Idaho, on his induction into the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff of the Falcon 9. Falcon 9 is cleared to tower.
From the beginning of human civilization, our interest in the heavens has been universal and enduring. Humanity can now explore beyond the borders of our planet, but private spaceflight wouldn't be possible without the contributions of Tom Mueller, rocket scientist and founding father of SpaceX. As a child and teenager, Tom built model rockets, growing up in his North Idaho hometown of St. Mary's. With a strong math background, Tom was planning to be an aircraft mechanic until his high school teacher asked a life-changing question. He said, "Do you want to be the guy that fixes the plane or the guy that designs it?" These words inspired Tom to study mechanical engineering at the University of Idaho. After moving to California and graduating with a master's degree, he joined aerospace company TWR. At TWR, he was a lead engineer of the TR-106 engine, one of the most powerful rocket engines ever constructed. He also spent his weekends flying his own inventions with an amateur rocket club called Reaction Research Society. That's how he met SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. And in 2002, Tom joined SpaceX as the company's first employee. When SpaceX was founded, few people believed it was possible to build a brand new liquid-fueled rocket engine without government backing. In the years to come, Tom was instrumental in developing engines that set an entirely new industry standard. As SpaceX's Vice President of Propulsion, Mueller led development of the Merlin and Kestrel engines for the Falcon 1, the first liquid-fueled orbital rocket launched by a private company. The Merlin engine has the highest thrust-to-weight of any booster engine developed and was the nation's first new liquid-fuel rocket engine to fly in 40 years. After years of development, with some failures along the way, SpaceX launched Falcon 1 in 2008. This success paved the way for the Falcon 9, which completed its 100th successful launch in a row this year. Because these rocket engines were designed to be reusable, it allowed the company to save millions of dollars over the course of its life cycle. NASA estimates that developing the Falcon engines would have cost the agency roughly $4 billion. SpaceX accomplished this incredible feat at a fraction of the cost. Tom's innovative, cost-cutting designs ultimately pioneered the way for space flight to become accessible to private industry. Even though Tom retired from SpaceX in 2020, his life hasn't slowed down. At home, he races fast cars while thinking up fast designs for the next generation of rockets.
Yeah, it's just been quite a ride to get here, and I never really had a plan to get there. I think I made the right decisions at the right time when they came up, and ended up doing exactly what I wanted to do in life.
As the CEO of Impulse Space Propulsion, Mueller's new company will design orbital transfer vehicles that can move satellites around in space efficiently and at a low cost.
the main thing is optimism and just like, I think that can-do attitude, just like, oh yeah, we can do that. I think that's what Elon saw in me.
Mueller hopes to one day build a testing site in Idaho. He also hopes his induction will inspire the next generation of Idaho rocket scientists to follow their dreams and also reach for the stars.
It's great. It's an honor to be, to be honored by my own state, and I think it's a great opportunity for more people to hear my story. I hope that I can inspire a few kids out there that are like me that haven't found the right path yet to get on that path, and this is another way to get my story out and make sure that kids are not falling through the cracks.
That awesome.
Tom, come on up.
Tom Mueller to the stage. Here we go. Thank you so much. That's great.
Thank you.
Caitlin, come up and take a picture, will you? I'll take that.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Jay, and thank you to the ITC for this honor. It's great to be back in Idaho. Great to be honored for all the crazy stuff that I've done over the years. And you know, as a little kid growing up in Idaho, I never had thought that I would be a rocket scientist, right? It's just like you just don't know what you're capable of doing. But as the video said, you know, I grew up in St. Mary's, a little logging town up north. And as a kid, I was interested in science and science fiction, loved watching Star Trek, things like that. But didn't even know what an engineer was, really. And by some fluke in high school, I think in my freshman year, I took a math class. And I was actually good at math. And my math teacher, Gary Hines, said, you know, as I said on the film, he said, "You're going to be an engineer, right?" I said, "No, I'm going to be an aircraft mechanic." And that famous line he said to me is, "Do you want to be a guy that fixes the plane or the guy that designs the plane?" He said, "You need to be an engineer." And luckily, I took his advice and took college prep classes, went to the University of Idaho, got a degree in mechanical engineering. But the thing I really, especially as I learned more and more about engineering, is I knew that I just always loved rockets as a kid. I flew little SD's rockets in my grandpa's field, and I just wanted to be a rocket engineer. I wanted to work on liquid rockets. And right out of college, I had a job offer, a couple job offers in the Pacific Northwest. I turned them down. I wanted to work on rockets. My family thought I was crazy. I moved to California to look for a job in rockets. And I did end up at TRW. Had a wonderful 15-year career there where I learned a ton about how to run rockets, how to develop rockets, all kinds of rockets. You saw some videos of a 650,000-pound thrust, great big hydrogen engine, little tiny space thrusters, all kinds of propellants. And I ended up becoming the department manager there in charge of all development of rocket engines. And not getting enough rocket development at work, I also joined the Reaction Research Society in 1990. And was the vice president of that club for many years. And it was actually through some amateur rocket projects that I was doing there that I ended up meeting Elon Musk. My friend I was working on a rocket said, "Hey, there's this internet millionaire that was a co-founder at PayPal, wants to come see our project and talk to you." And I really didn't want to. I'm like, okay, whatever. I said okay. And yes, I'm glad that we invited Elon over to see the project we're working on, and I didn't know it was sort of like, I think it was sort of like an interview. And like I mentioned in the video, he asked me a lot of very pointed questions, like, what's this you're working on? How big is that? Is that the biggest engine you've ever worked on? And I said, no, well, I worked on a 650,000-pound thrust engine that we just recently fired, like a year before that. He asked me, could you develop that engine? I'm like, yeah, probably. I designed the injector. I think I know I could probably do it. How much would that cost? Things like that. So a few months later, I was invited with him and another guy to start SpaceX. And I was the first one to sign. The day that he asked me that night, I called his assistant and said, I'm in. So she sent me the paperwork and I signed. And I found out years later that because I signed first, I ended up becoming employee number 1 in payroll at SpaceX. And Elon probably not too happy about it, but he ended up being employee number 3 because my friend Chris Thompson signed second. But anyway, when we first started, there was just the 3 of us, and I was trying to hire some of the people that I knew in the rocket industry, and I couldn't get anybody to come because everybody thought it was ridiculous. Like no private company can develop a liquid, a pump-fed liquid booster rocket engine, and nobody believed in it. So I ended up getting a designer who was a good friend of mine that I rode dirt bikes with, who worked at Mattel Toys in the Hot Wheels and the large doll division. And he's still at SpaceX, the lead designer for the Merlin and the Raptor engines. And so we just hired whoever we could from industry, all good people. And 4 years later, we were at the launch pad to fly the Falcon 1, to be the first orbital rocket flown by a private company. And as soon as it lifted off, the engine was on fire. And it went up about a mile, and the engine cut off, and it fell and landed. This is in Kwajalein, a little tiny island out in the Marshall Islands in the middle of the Pacific. It landed on the reef right by the liftoff tower and blew up, and the little Air Force Academy satellite, and the explosion landed in the shed right next to its shipping container. And that was a rough year because it was on me. My engine was on fire, and it was a failure caused by corrosion from being in the Pacific, in that really salty environment. And we had a fuel leak, and the engine caught on fire. So that one was on me, and it took a year before we had another rocket ready to fly. And that's probably the most difficult year of my career, was that year of trying to get past that failure, make sure that we did it. The next one flew, and actually the first stage worked perfectly. Second stage, the engine lit, and Elon and I weren't all that good up until that point. And I always sat next to him on those early launches, and we stood up and hugged each other, because once the Kestrel engine lit, I told him before the launch, I said, if we like Kestrel, that engine has never failed. It's not pump fed, it's pressure fed, it's got lots of margin, and it lit, and I knew we were gonna make it. Well, we didn't, because there was a slosh problem. Not a propulsion problem, thank God, but there was a slosh problem, and the stage started wiggling around after about 5 minutes, and the engine flamed out and it fell into the ocean. But I was vindicated. And SpaceX has flown over 130 flights now, and never failed to get to orbit because of a propulsion problems after that first one. So I'm really proud of my team there and the things that we've accomplished. We developed the Dragon capsule, which I did the propulsion systems for that too, which just recently started taking crews to the space station and to orbit. And this Inspiration 4 flight that just happened about a month ago, that took 4 civilians into orbit. Netflix special on it and everything. Really, really cool. Really proud of what's happening. SpaceX is still right now the only American company that can take humans into orbit. SpaceX also developed the Starlink constellation, internet constellation. They've launched over 1,700 Starlink satellites that are in orbit right now. They're operational. You can get internet anywhere. In fact, the more remote you are, the better it works. Over the oceans, in the deserts, in the wilderness areas of Idaho, you can get gigabit level internet now, thanks to Starlink. Just world-changing, really. It allows the other, 3 billion people on the planet to actually have access to internet. We're also working on the Starship, which is the largest rocket ever built, with the highest performing rocket engines ever developed, that will take humans to Mars. And it's a fully reusable rocket that's already starting to fly. It's scheduled to do its first orbital flight early next year. And I think so far everything that SpaceX has done has been evolutionary, and Starship is going to be revolutionary. It's really going to open up space and change completely the whole paradigm of space. So I'm actually really proud of all the things that we achieved while I was at SpaceX, and they're still continuing to do. I retired just about a year ago in November of last year, And I was just going to play around and race cars and take it easy for a while, but that didn't last very long. I think us engineers and creators are not that happy unless we're actually creating. So I decided that I'd start a new rocket company called Impulse Space Propulsion to move things around in space. And my philosophy, I think, is kind of aligned with Jack's philosophy. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do. We're going to kind of figure it out as we go, but we're going to have fun. And if it doesn't work out, maybe I'll see if I can get a job over with Jack's company. It sounds like it's really fun, too. But anyway, you know, when I was a little kid, I could have never imagined what I could achieve. And I really like to talk to students in Idaho and make sure that they know that you don't have to go to a good school. You don't have to you know, grow up in the middle of a big city. You can be a rancher or a farmer or a logger out in the middle of nowhere. If you're optimistic and smart, you can do whatever you want to set out to do. And I think I'm kind of proof of that. Anyway, thank you very much for putting up with me, and thank you for this honor.
About you. I had heard about Tom before I had a chance to meet him tonight. Go ahead and get in the middle of us here, Tom, because that's your award. And I know you want to give back, don't you?
Yes.
You have mentioned that when we were talking earlier. You really do want to talk to young students who have yet to be really influenced on what they're going to do, if they even know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I prefer to talk to students like even maybe before high school, because I think by the time you're in high school, certainly by the time you're in college, you've already kind of decided what you're going to do. I think if you haven't got into science by the time you're entering high school, you kind of have missed it. So I want to make sure I get to younger kids, and like if you like math and if you like science, there's like so much out there, and it's a really rewarding career.
3 years ago, when we have people basically submit names to apply for the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame induction. And a person put that in, and I'm going, Tom Mueller, who's Tom Mueller? And so the person sent me this thing about Tom Mueller, and I'm going, St. Mary's? Are you kidding me? And University of Idaho, wonderful experience there. And I just said, so all of a sudden, we started talking about Tom Mueller, and I was you know, that type of thing. When you have people like Tom Mueller who grew up here and are going to hopefully come back. I know all these type of things.
I am.
Yeah, that's good. And then we have Jack Hand. Just a wonderful thing. Thanks so much, Tom, for
thank you.
Thanks there for Tom Mueller.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I think it's not just great, it's incredible.
It's incredible.
I mean, it's incredible to think that the future of human spaceflight was made possible by the contributions of, what an honor to say, a fellow Idahoan. I mean, it's incredible.
It is great. I love that, fellow Idahoan. Thanks, Tom. And I agree, because when you take a look at all the things that you just talked about, Tom, you get inspired by it. And spaceflight, I mean, you know, Star Trek, come on, brother. What do you say? and what makes it so remarkable is Tom's persistent in helping get Falcon 1 off the ground. Falcon 1's first 3 launches failed, like you talked about, Tom, right? But Tom recognized that failure is part of the design process. On the 4th attempt, Falcon 1 took flight, and this helped SpaceX earn a $1 billion contract with NASA. So congratulations. I guess you could say that rocket science has a lot of ups and downs.
Is he a stand-up comedian now? I think on this night, you work on those jokes
I'm
for
going
the
to
next
keep,
one.
next year I'll be better.
That was really good. Bum, bum, bum. I like that. Okay, on that note, we are going to give one final prize away, and we're going to give it to somebody who is in our live audience right here. It is an incredible prize, but before we do that, we have, we need to say what the question is, don't we?
Yes.
Here it is. Paris Cole, the executive chair of the Idaho Technology Council and CEO of TruckStop.com, received his bachelor's degree from what university? No, you don't get to answer. What university did he get his bachelor's degree from? And we're not going to waste any time because they already found a winner. Somebody had already known this question
Okay.
ahead of time. Is there a Bill Hansen in the house? Is that you? Yeah.
Yeah, Bill, come on.
Hey, you're getting a whole Yeti
Come on,
package.
Bill, you get this. We
From
like that.
ICCU. The answer,
Idaho Central Credit Union.
The answer is Idaho State University, and thank you for being so smart.
Thanks so much.
Isn't that fun? Yeah, that's a Yeti package from ICCU.
Yay! Way to go, Bill.
Well, that's our show for tonight.
It is. Thanks again to our main sponsors for the show, Idaho Central Credit Union, and to Coach Andy Avalos for our keynote speaker.
Yeah, he's awesome. Congratulations to our 2 new ITC Hall of Fame inductees, Jack Hand and Tom Mueller.
Let's hear it for both. And hats off to our Indeeds Award and Idaho Innovation Award winners.
Yes, as we close our evening, we're going to encourage all of you to think about what you can do to make a positive difference in transforming Idaho's future. What can you do to transform this great state? Because we've got a big future in front of us. Thank you for joining us. And again, it's been another great event.
Thank you so much, Carolyn.
Boom.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.